This is why I support Ukraine. So this is an FPV Russian drone attacking a food vendor in Kherson, and I've actually been to the city. And he is just a helpless, innocent fruit vendor being traumatized for life, being chased by a drone. That is the reality of being a citizen of Ukraine, a civilian of Ukraine. Russia is committing the big G word, and it's going completely undiscovered by the wider world. People still support Russia. And I say this almost every day to my friends. There's only two types of people that support Russia: stupid people and evil people. There is no in between. Let's continue. The most concerning thing about Russia.
Russia has a catalog of Ukrainian children. Oh my
like
God.
Amazon for selling kids.
The problem feels so big. What do you do?
This is why I went to Ukraine. This is why I risked my life. Because they're selling children on the internet. That is what Russia and that's what Putin is doing. You know how many threats I've gotten? You know how much money I've lost, sponsorships, because I talk about this on my Instagram page? I'm done being a football video YouTuber or whatever, because it's useless. In a world when we have stuff going like this happening and people are silent, it's because of cowardice. Let's go on. Why do people support Russia is a question. Well, maybe Tucker Carlson can answer that question for you.
Russia because it's Christian. That's why. I think Putin trying to re-Christianize Russia, he hasn't been very radical about it from what I can tell, but he's said, we're going to...
Radical about it! People like him have access to information, and yet they choose to go to hell and have a nice mansion. I mean, he is going to hell. I'm just letting you guys know that. I don't think there's any forgiveness for someone that covers that stuff up and tries to lie and being disingenuous. Because when people say, oh, you hate Russia because you hate Christians, you are ridiculous. I showed you guys why. Very simply, there is also millions of more reasons why I don't like Russia, and I do not like the Russian government, and why I want the Russian people to one day be free. I want them to be free, but the vast majority of Russian people support this. Don't get this wrong. Don't think that it's just the government of Russia doing this. It's Russian soldiers that are the ones controlling the drones that attack fruit vendors. It's not the Russian government only. It's also Russian people. And don't forget that it's very common for a woman in Ukraine to face, I'll just have to say it, ass abuse from Russian soldiers. It's very common. And I have first-hand account stories. And every single day, Russia targets farmers. I have been and have seen the farm fields of Ukraine with ginormous craters in them. Why? Because Russia literally bombs them. They try to get rid of the farmers because they're trying to starve people. When people tell me that Russia is fighting a brother war, that this is a brother war, it's not brothers. It's not brothers. Ukrainians and Russians are not brothers. Ukraine has existed hundreds of years longer than Russia. Okay, Russia is Muscovy. And Muscovy is an imperialist state that calls itself Russia. Okay. That's a whole nother thing. Let's go on to the next thing. A Russian girl cheering for Ukrainian. I think that Ukraine is the greatest force for anti-oil protesting, because honestly, they're cleaning up a lot of the environment. They're cleaning up a lot of oil. And back, humorful moment, back to what's actually going on, the sad reality of what Russia is I want you guys to just guess what you're looking at right now. So it's two Russian soldiers, and what is on that rifle? I'm going to say this. Be prepared. That is a child's skull that these Russian soldiers took the life from and posted that picture. Take that in. That is what two human beings decided to do. That is what Russia is. It's satanic. It's evil. It's devil worshipping. It's horrific. These people are called orcs in Ukraine, and that is precisely why. This is the Telegram chat. You can read it. Take a screenshot. Find the Instagram post. Check it out yourself. I'm not making this up. It's real. They admitted to it. Guys, where do you think we get these pictures? From their Telegram chats. They talk about this in the open. Now, the reason why this stuff is happening in the world is because we made people like Danny Rapist Alves famous. He is absolutely a person that should not be famous, and yet he has 34 million. Look at that, 34 million followers. Look up Danny Alves Barcelona. He changed his story, I believe, 8 times in court about raping a young woman in Barcelona. He is living free. He was a member of the Seleção Brazil, and he is incredibly famous in Brazil still. A lot of Brazilian athletes still follow him, and they're friends with him. And we have people like that, men like that in society, rapists, literal rapists, that are powerful. And a lot of them support Russia, ironically enough. And I'm going to show you guys another person that supports Russia. And I'm going to show you guys, look, on my phone, I'm just going to type this in. Type this in with me on Instagram. Andrew Tate, Russia. This really happened. You know Andrew Tate, the guy that was raping a woman, went with the Russian military making propaganda videos, went to Russia and was received well by the government. Remember, this guy is an international PDF, an international trafficker of Homo sapiens. And yeah, they call him controversial. I like how these Instagram pages use these words for the worst men of society. People that should not, okay, I'm gonna be careful with what I'm about to say. But yeah, people like him are the reason why Russia is super powerful, because he still has millions and millions of men that look up to him. And that's the problem here. A lot of men that like Russia are just misogynists, just sexist pieces of, you know, the worst type of men supports Russia. And I'll go into further proof of what I'm saying. This video is going to make your blood boil, as it does mine as well. So this video is from an influencer from the United States. Some people said the usual suspects on Instagram.
I'm Ukrainian, and this is my card. I'm Ukrainian, and this is my church.
You are Ukrainian, and this is your OnlyFans. But you go to church, right?
I'm Ukrainian, and this is my card.
So a lot of men actually believe that anyone who does this type of content should just be unalived. And they call themselves Christians. And they say, oh, I'm not sexist. My parent's a woman. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. What are you doing? You failed. You know, his father should have put some rubber on. He should have been I gotta be careful. My blood is boiling. I'm trying to have some fun with this. But people like him is the reason why women pick the bear. People like him are the reason why a lot of women say, I hate men. I wouldn't blame them. When you got people like this, when you got men like this, saying that it's okay that she's going through these things because she has some, you know, spicy content. My goodness, man. Okay, yeah, she sold out for $5. You sold your soul. There's a difference. By the way, Ukraine has a lot of pride events. A lot of Brazilians support pride. You need to support Ukraine, because this is not possible in Russia. And if Russia takes over Ukraine, there is no more Ukrainian pride events. And I support pride events, by the way, 100%. Let's go through some of these comments, right? Let's see. You know, you would think Russians, you would think like Western people, Brazilians support this, you know, country of Ukraine, because I've clearly showed you what Russia is. And no, there's literally so much anti-Ukrainian things, and like people making look at that, the German 1940s salute with the Russian flag. Not surprising, knowing that that's what Russia is right now. It is a country that is like the Germans from 1940s, the Nazis. That's what Russia is. Okay, you know what? I'm getting distracted. Okay, let's not go through comments. That can be another video. I want to show you guys one last thing. Okay. Oh, little intermission break before the last thing. Yeah, that's a church that was completely decimated on purpose. Yeah, I like Russia because they're Christian. Huh. But guess what? And you're supposed to say what? He survived. The man from the beginning of the video. He survived. This is the resilience of Ukrainian people, man. I love Ukrainian people. They're incredible. This man survived that like a G. Like, he survived that. Now, when people say, I support Russia, I like Russia, you know what I want to do to them? No, I want to. I'm going to put some links in for you to donate some charities, some organizations, and just please support. And I'm going to have my link tree down there or my Cash App because I'm trying to fund a trip back to Ukraine and I do not have the finances to do it myself. So I've never asked for money in my life on social media. And so this is my first time. I need money to go back to Ukraine. I love you guys so much. Peace and love in the future for Ukraine. Slava Ukraina, Horoim Slava. And for my Brazilian followers, Te amo, beijos pra vocês. Ciao, ciao. Have a good time today, the rest of the day. Good rest of the day. And just remember that, you know, this could have been your cousin. This could have been your kid. You know, he's missing an arm, by the way. That's a fake arm. And that's why you should support Ukraine. It's very simple. There's not much complication to it. Russian propaganda tries to make it complicated. It's not. All right? Love you guys. Beijos.